Everyone has their own method of glowing up, and because looks are so personal, most guys look for advice from someone who looks like them. So why should you listen to me? I'm faceless. I've spent years making hundreds of hours of video content on this topic. I've written hundreds of in-depth articles, but most importantly, I've done glow-up consultations for thousands of guys who've paid me real money to do it. Every ethnicity, every age range, I've seen it all. And after doing that at scale, you start to see what actually moves the needle. That experience is what led me to build Rate by Fresh, which has quickly become one of the fastest growing Looksmaxxing apps on the market, and that's thanks to you guys. It's also what allows me to make high quality content like this completely sponsor free. So if you want to support the channel, check it out, links in the description. Now let's get into it.
The fresh method.
90% of what most guys can realistically do to look better falls into 6 categories. I'll cover all 6, but remember, we have to be realistic. While every category might seem simple, to actually get into the weeds of every single one would take way too long. So what I'm giving you here is the full framework with just enough to get you started. Number 1, lean maxing. If there's one single thing on this entire list that will do more for your appearance than anything else, it's getting lean. And I mean genuinely getting lean, not what you think lean is. Next time you're out in public, I want you to look around and try to spot one guy, just one, with a genuinely chiseled face, sharp jaw, and defined cheekbones that looks like they're about under 12% body fat. You'll be looking for a while because genuinely lean guys are very rare. Face fat is brutal. It rounds out your features that are probably actually good underneath. I've done consultations with guys who thought they had a weak jaw or bad bone structure, and when they finally got lean, it turned out their structure was solid the whole time. They just couldn't see it. So what does actually lean look like? We're talking sub 12 to 15% body fat, where your face starts to really sharpen up. You'll know you're getting there when your jawline becomes visible without flexing, and your cheekbones start to cast a shadow without sucking your cheeks, aka the hollow look. Now the problem is most guys think they're way leaner than they actually are. Guys who are 20% body fat think they're 14. I know because I've seen it hundreds of times, and you could watch a ton of YouTube videos where they do experiments. Almost everyone underestimates their true body fat percentage. Part of it is because we're surrounded by people who are also carrying excess fat, so we've normalized it. I've gotten sub 12% body fat only 3 times in my life, and each time I hired a reputable coach who literally works with IFBB pros to do it. And it's not because I don't know the process or the science. I do. It's because getting lean is genuinely mentally hard. Your body fights you. You get hungry. You lose motivation. A big part of it is because I paid for the service. It makes sticking to it more motivating. After all, no one wants to waste money. The actual way to get lean isn't complicated, but it is non-negotiable. Caloric deficit, high protein, carb cycling, and from there, it's just consistency and patience. An aggressive cut can work as well if you know what you're doing. A slower cut is more sustainable for most people. Either way, you have to actually do it, and do it for long enough to see the results in your face. One thing that I'll add, leanness is a multiplier for everything else on this list. Every other thing we're going to talk about today works better, looks better, and hits harder when you're lean. Coloring. The warmth, the vibrancy, the glow. Some guys just look olive, others look washed out. That's coloring. So how do you get there? The first and most underrated lever is diet, specifically carotenoids. These are pigments found in orange and red foods: carrots, sweet potatoes, bell peppers, tomatoes, and papayas. Your body deposits these in your skin over time, and they shift your complexion warmer and more golden. Studies have actually shown people find higher carotenoid skin tones more attractive than tan skin from.
Bro, I don't know if this is even a hot take at this point, but the more and more society, I guess Western society, gets hyper capitalist, it's like the people that want to do right by themselves are living, I don't know, somewhat of more of an ancestral type of diet, because one of the components to get lean is like 12,000 steps a day. It's widely known that hunters and gatherers are not running, but walking 16,000 steps a day on some shit. So it's like there's so many parallels, and then just like high carotenoids in your diet. It's like just eating the food that God gives you instead of ultra processed. I'm
Sun exposure. On the supplement
crazy,
side, two
bro.
things are worth knowing about. Astaxanthin is a powerful antioxidant that gives a subtle warmth to the complexion. Beta carotene in supplement form can also work, but I'd prioritize getting it through food first. Also, genuinely, one of the most slept on products is tinted SPF. You need sunscreen anyway, so you might as well use one with a slight warm tint built in. It evens out your complexion and adds that subtle glow. Saturation. In SpongeBob, when he's sick with the suds, he turned a sickly gray color. You see this in humans too. Whether it's from an illness or just not taking care of yourself, some guys get this sickly gray color that makes them look terrible. You'll notice people that haven't taken care of themselves lose color in their lips, eyebrows, and hair. All of this is very subtle, but it adds up. The foundation is improving your circulation. Blood moving efficiently through your body is what gives skin that alive quality. When you do cardio regularly, you're essentially pumping more blood to your skin, lips, and hair follicles on a regular basis, and it shows. Cold exposure works similarly. It forces a vascular response and over time improves how your skin reacts to blood flow. Take a picture of yourself after a hard cardio session and you'll notice the difference instantly. The other side of saturation is contrast. Visual contrast between your features is what makes a face really stand out. Think dark gray hair against lighter skin, defined eyebrows, strong lashes, and the clear whites of your eyes. This is partly genetic, but it's also heavily groomable. Your eyebrows in particular do an enormous amount of work here. Just take a look at how something as simple as how clear the whites of your eyes are makes in how you read someone's face. Health signals. Health signals are the physical markers that broadcast whether your body is thriving or struggling. And the thing about them is they're incredibly hard to fake at the source. You can cover up bad skin with products, but the real version always looks better than the workaround. So let's go through some of the big ones.
Better hair, Eddie Munson or Steve Harrington?
Oh, Steve Harrington, are you kidding?
Oh my
Gosh, I blush every time Joe comes into it. I'm like, hey.
Hair is probably the most visible health signal on your body. Thick, healthy, fast-growing hair signals good nutrition and strong circulation. The quality of your hair is heavily influenced by your diet. Think protein, iron, zinc, and biotin. But remember, this is different than thinning hair from genetics. One of the first things you'll notice when guys start losing their hair is that it loses saturation. It's no longer that nice, vivid color. Jet black hair becomes more gray or charcoal. It also loses hydration. It's slowly thinning so it can no longer hold on to moisture. And that's when you get this. Really, the only way to combat that is with hair loss medication since it's genetic. So know the difference. There's a ton of aesthetic consequences of poor health signals, and none of this is invisible to people, but it is subconscious. Skin hydration. When you see glass skin or really nice skin in general, the one common factor is always hydration. Even if your skin is not technically perfect, if it's hydrated, it reads attractive. So skin hydration is the one thing I always focus on most. First thing to get straight, oily skin and hydrated skin are not the same thing. In fact, a lot of guys with oily skin are also dehydrated at the skin level. When your skin barrier is compromised and losing moisture faster than it should, your body compensates by producing more oil. So you end up shiny and congested, but still fundamentally dehydrated underneath. Understanding that distinction changes how you approach your routine entirely. The mechanism you need to know about is transepidermal water loss. Basically, how fast moisture evaporates through your skin barrier. A healthy, intact barrier holds moisture in. A compromised one lets it escape constantly, which is why some guys feel tight and dry right after washing their face. The goal of almost every hydration-focused product is either to draw water into the skin or to seal it there. Once you understand that, ingredient labels start making sense. The non-negotiable core of any routine is three things. A gentle cleanser that doesn't strip your barrier. If your face feels squeaky clean after washing, that's way too much. a moisturizer with the right ingredients for your skin type, and SPF every single morning without exception. Sunscreen is the single highest ROI skincare product that exists. On ingredients,
Never
look
used
for
sunscreen in my
hyaluronic
life.
acid. It literally draws
But-
water into the skin, but make sure you apply it to slightly damp skin so it has something to draw from. Otherwise, it can actually do the opposite and make your skin even more dry. Then there's tretinoin. This is the big daddy of skincare, the most studied topical in dermatology. It takes 3 to 6 months to really see the shift. If you want to see how much tret can actually change your skin, go to the tretinoin subreddit and look at all the transformations. Overall, skincare is not super hard, and where most guys fall off is actually being consistent. Making sure to apply SPF every day or using tretinoin for 6 months straight is something probably just 1% of guys are willing to do, but it's the consistent, boring routine. I mentioned them earlier in the saturation section because they do double duty. Brows frame your entire face. When they're overgrown or patchy or asymmetrical, your face reads as messy, even if everything else is dialed in. You don't need to shape them aggressively. You need to clean up the strays, maintain the natural shape, and make sure they're groomed on a regular schedule. Most guys have never touched their brows, and the difference after a single cleanup session is night and day. Facial hair is the other one. If you can grow a full beard, great. Maintain the neckline, keep it shaped, use a balm or oil so it doesn't look wiry. If you can't grow a full beard, either shave it clean or get a disconnected goatee. The patchy stubble look doesn't do anyone favors. I've told hundreds of consultation clients this, and the ones who listened always looked way better. Teeth matters a lot. You don't need veneers. Whitening strips or a peroxide-based toothpaste over a few weeks will shift your teeth noticeably. Yellow teeth pull attention in photos and on videos, and they just look bad, so make sure to get them fixed. Nails, keep them trimmed and clean. That's it. People notice hands more than you think.